Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Could we have a roll call, please, Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Carr?
Here.
Councilmember Panduro?
Here.
Councilmember Tonneson?
Here.
Councilmember Vaccaro?
Here.
Councilmember Williams?
Here.
Vice Mayor Bertani?
Here.
And Mayor Moy.
Here.
Thank you.
Our invocation tonight will be presented by Worship Pastor Alonzo Brown from the Fairfield Church of Christ. Hi, Pastor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Welcome.
And we go to God in prayer. We just want to thank you for this day.
Thank you for this time that we're allowed to bring your presence here into this meeting as the city council members as they move forward in the city to protect us, along with the fire department, police department, and all the other agencies. I ask that you bless each one of these individuals and their families. If there's anything ailing them, anything that's hurting them, or something that's just on their heart, just touch them and let them know that you're there. And no matter what somebody is going through, we know that you are the one that is the creator. And as we go forward, allow the meeting to go as planned, because we're here to try to do everything to glorify your name. We just want to thank you. Through Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. And now, Councilman Carr, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Absolutely. If everybody can join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilman. We're going to go ahead and do council reports, and we'll start with you, Councilman Carr.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll keep it really brief. It's been relatively quiet in District 3. I've been working on a plan for our ongoing soccer field issues that we have over there. For those of you that don't know, we are just outgrowing the current facilities, so we've been looking into other options. My city tours are about complete, and would like to take this time to thank all the staff who set up and took time to show me around their facilities. Also, this Saturday, I'll be attending the Vine to Table downtown event. This will be the first time that I've been to that, and I'm really looking forward to it. And there are tickets for sale for that as well, and from what I understand, it's a really neat event right downtown. So you can check ticket availability on the Fairfield website. And just a quick reminder, I'm sure Madam Vice Mayor will bring it up also, there is a town hall meeting for the PFAL ongoing saga. That's going to be Saturday, October 14th at the Rolling Hills Elementary School from 9 to 11. Thank you, Mayor. That's my report.
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor.
Thank you. So I will not re-announce the town hall meeting on October 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 to 11 a.m. on Saturday at Rolling Hills Elementary School. But anyone and everyone who is interested in this very important issue in our neighborhood, please come out and join us. We are looking forward to a productive and spirited meeting with our solution-oriented approaches. We've got some strategies up our sleeve to help facilitate a productive meeting on Saturday, October 14th. I also want to say thank you to the Clergy Action Network. I see some of our members are right here in the chamber with us tonight. We are doing our annual Thanksgiving meal. That's coming up on Tuesday, November 21st at Willow Hall from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. I'm thankful for CAN and for all of the work these churches put in over the year. We've gotten donations for a total of 70 turkeys to feed about 350 people. Yay! Yay, that's the main thing. We've got the meat. So thank you for everyone who has reached out and responded to our request for those turkeys, because we were down at our last meeting last Tuesday, we were down about 50 turkeys. So within a week, we got to where we need to be. So thank God for that. And you're, of course, cordially invited to attend, to participate, to help serve. If you're interested in volunteering, please contact Kelly Ballard. She's keeping track of all of that as usual. So thank you, Ken, for doing a great job. Also want to thank the neighborhood support team who's been meeting monthly for the LLMD issues, the landscape lighting and maintenance district issues that this council will be considering at our second meeting this month. They put in a lot of time and effort. Volunteers, great people, great hearts. Just want to make sure we get it right. And so we will be having those issues come before us, and I believe 3 options that will be presented to the City Council on that at our October 19th meeting. So thank you for that. Everybody who has graciously and generously contributed to the city's effort to get these issues resolved in the right way. And the last thing, Madam Mayor, I just want to say happy birthday to Jesse Branch. Jesse Branch, the retired Sergeant Major, is turning 90 years old this year.
That's awesome.
We are celebrating his birthday at Bethel Community Church at 600 East Tabor also on Saturday, October 14th at 5 p.m. And just wanted everybody to know, anybody in here who knows Jesse Branch has to be amazed that this man is 90 years old. He's beautiful. It's amazing. So he
still wears his Marine uniform.
and looks like
and
$1 million in that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So just going to look forward to celebrating Jesse Branch and all of the work he's done in this community and continues to do on behalf of the city of Fairfield in so many ways. So with that, Madam Mayor, that is my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Panduro, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everyone. So I attended along with Councilmember Vaccaro, Councilmember Tonneson, City Manager David Gasaway, Assistant City Manager Savita, and Assistant 2 City Manager Anna, the annual League of Cities Conference. And so we do have to report back every time we attend one of these conferences. And so this is my report. It was a great conference. So this is a conference where council members and mayors from across the state of California come together once a year and talk about advocacy and policy that's impacting all our different cities. And so everything goes around from, we learn all about all things, fentanyl crisis, enhancing emergency preparedness, to combating rising hate crime. So there's topics around everything that impacts our cities, and we have the option to attend as many as we can or we want to. They also have different caucuses going on. So I attended Latino caucus, and there's a woman caucus as well. So these caucuses also are very specific to the policy that they follow, and they also have their own committees. And then the city of Fairfield is part of the North Bay Division, and so the North Bay Division held a luncheon one of those days, and we swore in a brand new board. And the past president is now our neighboring mayor, Alma Hernandez. She stepped down and passed the gavel to a council member out of American Canyon, who is the new board member for the North Bay Division. And then I also attended the Civic Leaders Breakfast on base this last week. And so that is also held where the civic leaders are invited to come on base and hear from command, from different departments, and we get to hear an update. And so this was the last one of the year, which I didn't realize it was already the last one, but is the last one. But we heard an update on their Spark Point program, and their Spark Point program is actually pretty amazing. They really encourage entrepreneurship on base as ways to bring inventions that help make the Air Force more efficient. And so they were there with some of their ideas that they've been able to make fruition, and they're actually using in the Air Force, which is actually really cool. And then the air show is coming, so make sure you're, I don't know what, it's in the next year, I don't remember what month, maybe March or May, but they're getting ready for the air show. We're getting the Blue Angels this year, so really excited about that. And then Cap Solano says, some of you may know myself and Councilmember Vaccaro sit on the Cap Solano Regional Homeless Board. And so we had a meeting last week. And so two of the presentations, one of them was around housing for Solano and the coordinated entry update. So what that is kind of when someone needs assistance of any kind, they're able to come in and they are done an intake, and then they're provided with the resources. So he gave a presentation around that, and there's obviously challenges with regards to this process, but it's a great place for them to come and share their feedback and for us to give feedback to them, because this is a place where we can all work together to approach this homelessness issue. And then CSAC came. So CSAC is a California Association of Counties, and so they're also going to jump on board and do something similar as Cap Solano, where they're trying to garner the partnership of every county in the state to come together on one table to try to find ways to address the homelessness issue across the state. So we first heard it this last week. It's really exciting, it's new, and we asked that Solano County be listed on their list, but for them to put a little dash and put Cap Solano, because what we are doing in Solano County is not being done. I think it's being done one other place down south, but we are really a role model for what's happening around homelessness. We're coming together as cities and as a county to address the issue. And then some exciting news in my district, we had Food for Less coming. So they're opening, we'll be having a ribbon cutting on October 18th. So more to come on that, but we are almost there with Food for Less. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councilman Vaccaro?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I think Councilman Pandoro said almost everything about League of Cities that I was going to say, except, yeah, you know, League of Cities is, every time I go there, I think this was my 15th one, I believe, and I always learn something from, you know, my colleagues from across the state. You know, one session I did attend was the city of Rialto and what they're doing to address homelessness. And it was really interesting. They knocked their numbers down to, I think, 70 right now that they have. And what they've doing, a lot of things that we do in the city where, you know, they go out, they do outreach and they go out to the encampments and they talk to the people there and they do get them to come into a shelter, but not after they talk to them and try to give them as many, you know, as much assistance as possible. And I just found it really fascinating. I mean, they were very passionate about what they do, and I talked to one of them afterwards, and yeah, that was the session that really, for me, stuck in my mind. There's a lot of other sessions we go to, just like Doris was saying, you know, regarding, you know, crime and hate crime and other things that we're suffering through right now, you know, in our country, not just in the state of California. And of course, I attended the luncheon for Mayor Hernandez, which was very nice. We're all very proud of her, you know, being in charge over there for a year. And she has a lot of responsibility, but she took that on. It was great. Yeah, and as far as some things I attended the Shelter Solano, the ribbon cutting there, and you know that just provides more beds for our homeless population, and that was really critical. We're waiting for that. You know, the kitchen opened finally, and you know, great food they have there, and so it's, you know, I'm really looking forward to maybe those numbers increasing over the next couple months. Hopefully, they should, and hopefully they will. So that was, and also I attended the Levin Gala on Sunday, and the Levin Kids is basically, you know, it's an organization that works with underserved children in our county, and I know they've also branched out into Texas and other areas of the country. There was one video they did. It was a dedication to our late Mayor Harry Price. It was very, very emotional, I think, for a lot of us that were there. Everybody who knows Harry, or knew Harry, I should say, you know, loved Harry. I mean, he was a great guy, and what he did for that organization and what he did for the kids. You know, both of us were long, you know, lifetime educators. We always used to talk about that and what, you know, we could bring to the kids. So it was very touching to see that, and it was a great event overall. And the last thing I'll say too is just to touch on what Councilman Pandoro said about CSAC. I think one question I had about that, and it was a great report, was, you know, who's responsible for the outreach? And basically, that's one area where they haven't, you know, stamped, okay, it's the county, it's the city. Obviously, it's going to be the city, you know, for outreach, and we know that. So I think that's something I had actually talked to him afterwards about that. So, but it definitely has a great plan. I'm glad that we're part of this in the long run, and hopefully it'll just help us move forward, because I believe in the organization just like Doris does. So anyway, thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Tonneson?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, the League of Cities is, you know, along with all the classes that we go to, it's a, you know, it's a fantastic camaraderie. You're with a lot of electeds. There's probably over 1,000 there, I would assume. So it's always a great time. It's always good to get together with other cities and stuff. And so they touched on all the other stuff. So, but I want to bring up something that was done this weekend. There was at Markley Lane, there was a gathering that the mayor and the vice mayor attended, and I just want to clear up some misinformation that's out there. The mayor said that there was a vote taken to do the CIPs and to distribute, you know, how we're going to spend this money and stuff. And I just want to let people know that vote never took place. It came before us, and our direction was, our clear direction, even the mayor at the end of the thing said to the city manager, you have clear direction, is that we are going to form a subcommittee. So you were supposed to come back with that on the agenda. So to my knowledge, the subcommittee's never been formed. So I just wanted to get it out to the people that was not the case. That is not the case. We have not taken a vote on this. And then I spoke with Matt Bedeau for probably over an hour, and I got a lot of information, and from some other residents out there too. I got a lot of information on that, and there's, you know, I'm sure we as a council, the safety of the children is paramount to us. I have 9 grandchildren, and, you know, I would step in front of a bullet for them. So it's not, you know, the safety is definitely a main concern of ours, but I just wanted to clear the air and get, you know, just get it out there in public that we certainly want to work on this. We were kind of waiting for a report to come back. You know, the video's an hour and 45 minutes long. There's some stuff there that maybe we can go into in private that was said that was very derogatory towards your council. But I just wanted to get it out in the public that we are going to take a vote on this. We are going to try and figure something out. We're going to be working hard on this. Hopefully we're going to all come together. But I just wanted to get that out there that once the subcommittee is formed and it has to come back at a meeting, I think we all have to approve that. So when the subcommittee comes back, it's supposed to be the mayor and the vice mayor, and hopefully we can get something done. We're going to look for some funds, and but anyways, I just wanted to clear the air on that. Thank you.
Sure. Councilman, I'll follow up and let you know, because there is a subcommittee, and yes, we have done work, and we will bring a report back. That was all done that night.
Do we have to vote on the subcommittee?
You did it that night.
No, you turned to the city attorney and you said this is something that we have to agendize, correct? And he looked at you and he said, correct, that's something you have to agendize. So maybe our acting city attorney or city attorney can clear that up.
Madam Mayor, so which meeting was this?
It's been quite a while, but if you can
July
follow back
18th.
up with
What
this.
we can do is we can take a look at the minutes of that meeting
can't hear
and even the recording.
Yes, you
and
could
we
look
can
at the
report
video.
back as issued.
Yeah, but anyway, subcommittee or not, the vice mayor and I have been working on this. I didn't put that meeting together, I was there. Of course, like any two people, any two council members, we can work on this, and we have been. So if you want to bring that back, we'll see what they say, but yes, we have been working on it. And
Well, according to the video, you were going to agendize it. You told the 40 or 50 folks out there that you were going to agendize this.
agendize a vote coming up again, yes, after we get our report
Before the
together.
subcommittee's formed.
Excuse me, I'm talking now.
Before the
Thank you.
subcommittee's formed.
I'm answering you. I'm speaking now. I have
can
the
hear you.
floor. All right. I want to go to Councilwoman Williams, and then I'll follow up.
Thank you, Mayor. So 2 weeks ago today, my Uncle James died suddenly. Him and my aunt were an anchor in my family. They, in a lot of ways, stood in for my parents when my parents passed away about 10 years ago. And so I'm going to miss him tremendously. We even traveled over the summer. And if you've ever traveled to a country where English is not spoken, moving about with anybody, including family members, it just makes you tighter and closer. So as close as I ever thought we were, we got even closer recently. So what I know is that life is precious and that health is wealth. And so that leads into what my city council report would have been 2 weeks ago. And that is about becoming more active, and that we have in the city of Fairfield parks and recs and the ability to really tap in to exercise and wellness and fitness in this really cost-effective, cost-effective, inexpensive way through these amazing parks that we have. But my new obsession is the Allen Witt Aquatic Center. I love that place. And I've called my campaign Fit and Fine. Ooh. And so they're in that aquatic center, there's a lazy river, and you can walk, it's like just 3 feet, and you can walk this lazy river and really just get your joints going. And just, for me, it's a sleep aid. When I go to bed, that's it. I'm out for 8 hours.
If you're worried about the cost, $6 every time you go, or you could do a 30-day pass for $40 a month. Council members, we don't get a discount, I asked. I tell you, also, just in case you want to do this, if you want to do it with me, because I want company, at 10:30 on Sundays, you can watch church in the morning or go to church in the morning, but 10:30 a.m. is aqua aerobics class, and it's a whole lot of fun with Dr. V. If you're worried about having a swimsuit, they're on sale everywhere. They're on sale at Target right now for 60% off. So we could all have matching aqua colored, because they have tons and they're all colors for ladies. And what's amazing about that is when you're doing your aquatics, everybody looks really cute underwater. So it doesn't matter how uncoordinated you are. You're going to look great underwater, and you can get fit, you can sweat, and we can all do it together, or during just walking through the lazy river. And I don't see her here today, but I just wanted to thank Director Christina Konzinger. Every time I go to this, to the Aqua Center, everybody is so customer service oriented. Everybody is so helpful and so sweet. And part of it, I thought that when I did my pass, they saw that I was a city council member, and that's why they were so nice. They don't know who I am. They're really just that great to everyone. In fact, someone, one of the, Jaden, he was like, "Oh, you look so familiar." I'm like, "Oh, city council." And he was like, "No, are you, is Miles you're Miles's mother?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Miles's mother." But they don't know who you are. They're just genuinely that sweet. So anyway, I'm hoping this just, if you're wanting to get fit, wanting to tap into Parks and Rec, want to talk to me and keep me company while I exercise, I just wanted to make this part of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And I am going to, let's see, everybody's reported on a million things, but on this Friday from 6 to 7:30, we are celebrating, when I mean we, I mean you, anybody who wants to come out, Faith and Blue Unity in the community. It's from 6 to 7:30, right outside here. And what it is every year, people get together and pray from all religions for our men and women in uniform, our first responders. And so we're going to be doing this along with some other things over the next week to celebrate that. And I wanted to, on another thing, I read today, I didn't know this, but I want to congratulate IT because the city was awarded because of their work, was recognized by the Municipal Information Systems Association of California, MISAC. I don't know, it's just one of those big municipal information systems associations, and it's great. They got a really, really great award, and I wanted to bring that up and congratulate them for all of the good work. We all rely on IT. I do all the time. And then I also wanted to congratulate Police Detective Shane Rafferty because he was part of a big task force that went into Vallejo. There's been a lot of violence in parts of Solano County, and it impacts all of our cities. And this task force was put together with individuals from different police forces, including ours, and the FBI. And they went in and they made 100 arrests. They worked over 3,200 hours, and they didn't have any homicides or serious crimes committed during that time. So I wanted to congratulate him for his work with the group, because that's some serious work. And thank you for everybody who is behind that, and for Chief for assigning that to him. So thank you. And then I do want to follow up with what Councilman Tonneson said. Everything that was said was videotaped, and we all knew that, and so I wouldn't say anything that I wasn't proud of saying, and I am, and we can talk about things if anybody wants to privately about this. But the bottom line is that we all do care about the safety there, and so we are going to be bringing that back. The Vice Mayor and I have been working on this issue since we talked about it, actually since before. She invited me to that meeting, along with a school board member out there. And what it comes down to is we need about $5 million. And so what does that mean? We have capital improvement projects that we all approved at the beginning of the year. And so we had in front of us some time ago, in July, I guess, whether we wanted to take one of those off the table and go ahead and move forward with fixing this, well, actually rebuilding this road. Instead, the majority of the council decided that we shouldn't do that at this time. We need to study it, and with a subcommittee. And the question now is whether we're actually a subcommittee or not, but whether we are or not, we're working together. So I just wanted to let people know, and it will be coming back to us once we are able to put together a report, either as two council members, either mayor, vice mayor, whatever. We are going to continue to work on it, and then there will be a vote here on whether we want to go ahead or can put aside any of those other capital improvement programs. So that's all I have, and I appreciate you listening to all of us. We're lengthy tonight, and so I'd like to know.
Mayor, can I make a comment, please?
Sure, Councilman.
Yeah, follow up. I know you and I talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah, so the subcommittee, yourself and the vice mayor will
Yes.
bring back whatever you learned from the city of Vacaville
Yes.
and Solano County.
Yep.
That we had brought back that 50% of the students there or more.
I did. Yep, we
Okay.
brought that
Do you
up.
live in Vacaville? I know that was something that was mentioned.
It was.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. that was-
100%, yeah, and to be very clear, I did
Okay.
bring that up when I was there, and that made people there unhappy, but that's the truth.
Okay,
Thank you.
And I just wanted to follow up one thing too, is
I'm not-
there was
I'm
no
sorry.
opposition to that vote.
Excuse
When
me.
when we had that
You
conversation,
do not have
there
the
was no
floor,
opposition.
sir. I don't recognize you.
We're just
You need
about
to
to go
stop.
somewhere else.
All right,
Can I make one quick statement? May I?
go ahead.
And I just want to say that the meeting that we had Saturday out at Markley Lane was in response to a child being struck by a bus out there due to the traffic congestion and the traffic disruptions and just the unworkable traffic situation when those schools are being entered into and exited from. And in that mayhem, a child was struck and hurt. Thank God the child survived and did not sustain life-threatening injuries, and thank God for that. But that may not be the case next time, and so we got this meeting together to hear from very concerned parents, to let parents there know that we are responsive, we are listening, we're here, we want to hear what you have to say. I'm thankful for the 50-plus folks who came out on that Saturday morning to meet with Supervisor Mashburn, Matt Bedeau from the Travis Unified School District, myself, the mayor, everybody was invited, but it was in response to a very urgent matter. And so when I get a call to come and be with people in a situation like that, if I can be there, I'm going to be there. So that was the genesis of that. This situation is at a point now where action must be taken, and I hope that Fairfield will not be the only active participant in that resolution, because just as Councilman Vaccaro just said, 50% of the kids that attend those schools in that very congested area don't even live in Fairfield. They live in Vacaville. So we have to find a way with the city, with the county, and with with Vacaville to make a solution. But I just want to be clear about that. A child was hurt in this situation. We need to be responsive. That was another attempt on our effort to be just that. So, Madam Mayor, I just want to put that in some context. Thank you.
Thank you.
One point of clarity, please. If the information that you do find, you will be sharing with the rest of the council?
Absolutely.
Percent.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, Mr. City Manager, your acting city manager, or HR person.
Didn't give her report.
What's that? Oh, I guess I should go to the city clerk. I'll do you first. Go ahead.
I don't have a report tonight,
Oh,
Mayor.
see,
Thank you.
just skipped. And how about you, Ms. City Attorney?
Yes, at the closed session meeting of City Council on July 18th, 2023, the City Council approved a compromise and release settlement in claim number FFL 2300049 with Mr. Stephen Carnahan in the amount of $68,500. The Worker Compensation Appeals Board approved the settlement on September 15th, 2023.
Thank you. And Madam Clerk, do you have a report?
Not a report, but just letting people know we need volunteers for the Veterans Day Parade. It'll be Saturday, November 11th. We need volunteers from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to act as like pacers or parade ambassadors. And students can earn their community service hours for school. So I'm hoping if you hear this or somebody tells you about it, please contact me, Karen Reese, K-Reese at fairfield.ca.gov or call 428-7767. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're going to turn to presentations, Madam Clerk.
Yes, presentation 1. Proclamation declaring Fire Prevention Week presented by Mayor Moy to Fire Inspector Brian Jest.
Come on down, Brian. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, here we go. We're going to do these whereases, okay? October 8th through 14th, 2023 is National Fire Prevention Week. The goal of Fire Prevention Week is to raise fire safety awareness and help ensure your home and family is protected. And whereas in 1922, the National Fire Protection Association named the second week of October Fire Prevention Week, commemorating the Great Chicago Fire in 1871. And whereas today we celebrate Fire Prevention Week by raising fire safety awareness and educating families, students, and communities across the United States. During this month, fire departments provide education to their communities, encourage parents and loved ones to practice fire prevention and home safety. Whereas the NFPA's 2023 campaign for Fire Prevention Week is Cooking Safety Starts With You. Tell me. Pay attention to fire prevention. The Fairfield Fire Department encourages residents to protect and keep their homes safe by installing smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, as well as having fire extinguishers at home. Fire Prevention Week is a perfect time to educate and talk with your entire family about fire safety, including testing alarms, changing the batteries, upgrading to 10-year sealed battery alarms, knowing how to use a fire extinguisher, and planning an escape route. Whereas 3 of 5 home fire deaths resulted from fires with no working smoke alarms and no escape plan. 60% of consumers do not test their smoke and CO alarms regularly, and 40% of people report having no CO alarms in their home. And whereas CO is the #1 cause of accidental poisoning in the United States, and unattended cooking is the #1 cause of home fires. Now, therefore, I, Catherine Cat Moy, Mayor of the City of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim October 8th through 14th, 2023 as National Fire Prevention Week, and I encourage all residents to take recommended safety measures to assure you are not a victim of fire. And here we go. And this is for you guys. You guys are always out there teaching. Or you went, oh, here we go. Yes. Have something to say to us?
Just real quick, I wanted to thank the council on behalf of City of Fairfield Fire Department, and I'd like to invite you all on Thursday, the 12th, to our open house at Station 37 for our fire prevention open house, and it's from 4:30 to 7:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our second presentation, proclamation declaring Water Professionals Week, presented by Councilmember Vaccaro to Michael Heather, Assistant Public Works Director of Utilities,
Everybody.
and others.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So this proclamation is for Water Professionals Week, October 7th through the 15th, 2023. Whereas water is the lifeblood of California, and without safe and reliable water and wastewater services, no community and no sector of the economy, from high-tech to manufacturing to agriculture, can thrive or expand. And whereas, according to the Public Policy Institute of California, local public water and wastewater agencies invest more than $25 billion a year on local water-related programs and projects that protect public health and the environment. And whereas now more than ever, the water and wastewater industries are proud of the important role our essential workers play in making sure our communities have reliable drinking and wastewater facilities to support our economy and way of life. And whereas, thanks to technological advances by highly skilled and trained professionals and the dedication of thousands of industry professionals in the state, California drinking water and treated wastewater meet some of the most stringent water quality standards in our nation. And whereas the City of Fairfield's water and wastewater professionals work 24/7 to operate and maintain our systems to ensure reliable service and to improve the safety and resiliency for our community. Now, therefore, I, Catherine Catmoy, Mayor of the City of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim the week of October 7th through the 15th, 2023, as Water Professionals Appreciation Week, and extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation to the City of Fairfield's water and wastewater professionals who work round the clock to provide excellent and essential services to our community every day. Thank you, and this is presented to Mike Heather and his staff. So,
And Michael, can you introduce your staff too? Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Fairfield City Council members. Behind me are Brian Latham, Eddie Frankie, Stuart Hamilton, and Brandon Hiltman. So these are the managers who oversee the men and women who are part of our operations and maintenance groups for the city's potable water and wastewater systems. What I wanted to say while the fire guys were in here is that we supply the water, they fight the fires with.
We better not forget that.
That's right. These managers and their dedicated staff are the ones who ensure that the water stays turned on and the wastewater gets carried away so that our customers don't have to think about it. It is around-the-clock operation which at times involves someone getting up in the middle of the night to ensure that systems are back up and running. Their hard work and dedication demonstrate why most of what they do is invisible to the public, but yet available at nearly all times without folks having to think about it. In recognition of the hard-working professionals who spend their days in the trenches, to those who respond in the middle of the night to keep the system up and running, and the remainder of us who support them to keep Fairfield's water and sewer systems up and running at all times, we are pleased that the Fairfield Mayor and City Council has decided to make this proclamation. Thank you.
You and me, bro. Thank you.
And our third presentation, proclamation declaring Digital Inclusion Week, presented by Councilmember K. Patrice Williams to Public Works Senior Management Analysts Sean Smith and Marisa Kumpian.
Thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to present this proclamation. It's something that I happen to feel really strongly about. During COVID-19, it was obvious how deep the digital inclusion divide is. And so this is really important. Digital Inclusion Week, October 2nd through the 6th. Whereas the city of Fairfield City Council recognizes that the broadband services are critical to. Oh, hello. Okay.
Thank you, Council.
And Doug came 3 steps over. Okay. So digital divide. I'm really proud that the city of Fairfield recognizes broadband services and equity in it, because during COVID-19, it became very obvious how bad the digital divide was in Solano County. So Digital Inclusion Week, October 2nd through the 6th. Whereas the City of Fairfield City Council recognizes that broadband services are critical to everyday life, doing business, applying for jobs, keeping in contact with friends and family, shopping, and so much more. And whereas digital inclusion refers to the activities necessary to ensure that all individuals and communities have access to and use of information and communication technologies, ICTs, and whereas the elements of digital inclusion include affordable, robust, broadband internet service, internet-enabled devices that meet the needs of the user, access to digital literacy training, quality technology support, and applications and online content designed to enable and encourage self-sufficiency, participation, and collaboration. And whereas digital equity ensures all individuals and communities have the information technology capacity need for full participation in our society and economy, and is necessary for civic and cultural participation, lifelong learning, and access to essential services. And whereas the City of Fairfield's Digital Inclusion, Equity, and Broadband Project aims to increase broadband access and adoption, connect the community to hardware, improve digital literacy skills, and promote regional collaboration throughout the community. And whereas the City of Fairfield is committed to improving its infrastructure to meet our future technology requirements of addressing internal operational needs, supporting economic development, improving consumer choice, and attracting and retaining business. And last whereas, to help meet the need, the City of Fairfield is committed to promoting digital inclusion to ensure that all individuals and communities, including the most disadvantaged, have access and the use of information and communication technologies. Now, therefore, Kathleen Cat Moy, Mayor of the City of Fairfield, hereby proclaims October 2nd through the 6th, 2023 as Digital Inclusion Week in Fairfield, California, and asks our citizens to join her in raising awareness of digital equity and broadband access issues, and in doing so, all we can do to close the digital divide. And I would like to give this to Sean Smith.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor and City Council, for recognizing Digital Inclusion Week. We have a presentation. I say we, it's Savita, the Assistant City Manager, and Marisa Kumpion, who could not be here. I'd be remiss not to mention both of those on the core team for the Broadband Equity Inclusion Project. And so we'll be briefing the council next week at the study session a little more on the broadband project overall. But we did want to preview an event that we have coming up, working with Solano County and a nonprofit called Tech Exchange. It's going to be on November 3rd, promoting the Affordable Connectivity Program, as well as potentially raffling off some devices for local residents in need. So looking forward to promoting that, and just wanted to give a quick preview on that event, and thank you again.
Thank you.
I thought you took it already.
Nope.
As a color coordinator.
Doug, you're up. No, I'm not doing it.
And our final presentation this evening, proclamation declaring Cybersecurity Month, presented by Councilmember Doug Carr to IT Infrastructure and Cybersecurity Manager Eudora Fleischman and IT Manager Peter Perez.
Hello. Cybersecurity Month, October 2023, whereas individuals, businesses, nonprofit, government organizations, academic institutions, and local economy has become increasingly reliant on information systems and technology to conduct businesses, engage in commerce, access information, and communicate and provide essential services. And whereas maintaining the security of cyberspace is a shared responsibility in which we all have a critical role to play, making ourselves aware of cyber threats, cybersecurity essentials, and industry best practices that will improve the security of the City of Fairfield, its residents, local businesses, and economy. And whereas Cybersecurity Awareness Month was launched by the National Cybersecurity Alliance and the United States Department of Homeland Security in October 2004, the theme for Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2023 is it's easy to stay safe online, reminding internet users that there are plenty of simple ways to keep personal information and private data secure when browsing and using the internet. And whereas the National Cybersecurity Public Awareness Campaign is implemented through the coalition of private companies, nonprofits, government organizations, and academic institutions, and is dedicated to increasing the public's understanding of cyber threats and empowering all Americans to better protect themselves from phishing, viruses, malware, financial loss, and loss of sensitive data. And whereas the City of Fairfield recognizes it has a vital role in identifying, protecting, and responding to cyber threats that may have significant impact in our residents' collective security and privacy. The city has strengthened its cybersecurity investment, enhanced reliance across the organization, and it's committed to prompting good cyber practices through guidance and resources for the people of Fairfield. Now, therefore, I, Catherine Cap Moy, Mayor of the City of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim October 2023 as Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And I call upon all employees, residents, and visitors of Fairfield to become educated about cybersecurity and put that knowledge into practice to keep our connected community safe from cyber threats.
Hi. It's an honor to accept the proclamation. Mayor Moore and council members, thank you very much. I am Eudora Fleischman, Infrastructure and Security Manager for the IT department here at City of Fairfield. We can't stress enough the importance of cybersecurity awareness, and we're excited to celebrate this month of cybersecurity. We have become champions for Cybersecurity Awareness Month with the National Cybersecurity Alliance for Cybersecurity Awareness. And this month, it's easy to stay safe online. We have a city website at fairfield.ca.gov/cyber with tips and tricks to help our residents and our businesses here in the community. So please look out for that, and also easily accessible information on all the city's social media websites from the MOD team. Thank you, MOD team. And then next, we're going to be having our IT Technical Services and Support Manager, Peter Perez, to discuss a little bit about cybersecurity training for the City of Fairfield employees. And then we're going to also hear from Donald Hester, cybersecurity advisor from the Department of Homeland Security for the Northern California, San Francisco region. And he is part of the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Agency.
Hi, I'm Peter Perez, IT manager, and one of the things we wanted to talk regarding cybersecurity is the weakest link in any organization, unfortunately, are its people. Phishing email, to keep city staff alert and informed, we enroll all employees in annual cybersecurity training programs that kicks off every October. And with the help of our cybersecurity training partners, we test our employees' ability to spot suspicious emails by sending fake phishing emails randomly throughout the year. Employees who fall for the fake phishing emails are immediately assigned additional training. That hasn't happened yet. And with continued training and employee vigilance, rather than being the weakest link, we can be the strongest link and keep our city and its resources safe from cybercrime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, honorable council members, I have a brief presentation, if I can find it here really quickly. As Eudora had explained, I'm the cybersecurity advisor for the Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity, and Infrastructure Security Agency. Yes, that's a mouthful. Our role is to help with local governments and critical infrastructure partners to help them become more cyber safe and more resilient. You've probably seen in the news plenty of opportunities where organizations, local governments, water districts, schools have been hit with cyber attacks. Sometimes the threat actors will take the information and post it on the dark web. Either they'll sell it or they'll just post private information that people don't want out there. Or they will do what's called ransomware, where they lock out all your machines and ask for funds in order to unlock those. And our role at the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency is to help make your organizations from a federal level more resilient so that you don't have to ever pay the ransom or do that. Our role is to be completely collaborative. So we work. It's funny to say, but I'm from the federal government and I am here to help. I really am. We are here to help and collaborate with you, and we're already doing that with your staff, bringing some of our resources at no charge to help the city and others. And part of my role is to make sure that we have assessments and exercises and help promote cybersecurity awareness at meetings like this. And also listen to you and see what you need so we can take that back to Washington and say, hey, this is what is needed out here. And again, Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we've been doing it for 20 years, and we have our different things. Just briefly, for all the folks out here, if your phone says it needs an update, update it, don't wait. That's very important because sometimes the bad guys are already attacking those things, those vulnerabilities, and so you need to patch them as soon as possible. And I know we all don't like passwords, but you need to either have a really long one or move to multi-factor authentication where you use 2 factors, like you use your thumb and PIN code or some other type of 2 factors, because that is the easiest way to protect yourself, and it's not a silver bullet, but it will reduce your risk. And if you get a phishing email, don't click on it. If it looks suspicious, it probably is. If you get, and unfortunately, seniors get oftentimes targeted with those types of things. Someone will say that it's an email saying that they need, to get out of jail, and they need you to wire them some money. They're probably not going to send you an email from jail, right? So be a little bit suspicious. And that's all I had. Thank you.
Picture time. Come away from the wall a little bit. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, we're going to turn to public comments, please.
Yes, persons wishing to address the city council on subjects not on the agenda but within the jurisdiction of the council may do so at this time. The council cannot discuss or take action on matters not on the agenda for this meeting, but council members may briefly respond to statements made or questions raised by the public, ask for clarification from staff, refer the matter to staff, request staff to report back to the council at a subsequent meeting, or place the matter on a future agenda. To speak on an agenda item, if you're online, please use the raise your hand feature or press *9 on your phone. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes per item. And I only have one speaker card for public comment. Michael Hayes.
Yes, Ms. Mayor, Council, I'm not a Fairfield resident. I am a Benicia resident. I'm a Solano County native, grew up in Vallejo. I'm 51 years old, and so I'm not an elderly man, but I've seen this county change over the years quite a bit in just the past 51 years, comparing how this county looked in, say, 1970s and 80s to what it looks today. The population has more than doubled in my lifetime, and there's certainly a lot more money floating around within the county today than there was back when I was little. And so I'm here today to make a general punitive comment, a comment of derision, specifically related to the real estate shenanigan that is being brought forward in the media recently, this California Forever Flannery Associates nonsense. This is typical of the ridiculous real estate development shenanigans that go on in this state and essentially throughout the entire United States forever. I mean, you go back to 1850 and you can essentially just change the name of the state. Instead of calling it California, you could call it real estate shenanigan, because that's exactly what this state has been in all the other states in the union. So this group, they spent bazillions of money to buy all this land to build a new city between Fairfield and Rio Vista. And from what I've seen in my lifetime here in Solano County, things are not getting better. They're getting much worse. Water issues, traffic issues, environmental issues, waste management issues. These things are not going away, and they're getting worse. And they're getting worse right now. And when you have groups like this that come forward with these development projects, I get really angry. And so my concern is there, because I know what they're going to do. They're going to take their mountains of cash, and they're going to come into forums like this, and they're going to dump loads of cash on the dais to get support for their projects. So I'm fed up with it, because at the end of the day, the general public gets to pick up the bill for everything. General public picks all the bill for the highways expansion, schools, and everything else you can imagine. So I'm just tired of
15 seconds.
Thank you. I just want to say that God bless you, Mayor Moy, for your position on this matter, that you are having a critical eye. There was a gentleman here last week from the operating engineers who was promoting this project. Don't pay attention to any of that nonsense. I was a union member. I don't have anything to do with this nonsense. And I'm very angry with the union leadership, because that's all they consider. They're a growth cartel. That's all those people are. So we have to compete with all these new people that are coming. I don't think so. So that's my comment.
Thank you, sir.
Did anyone else want to speak on public comment?
Do we have any hands raised online?
Oh, there is one hand raised online. Jake, is that someone for public comment?
Yes. You have 3 minutes.
Is it my turn to speak?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. Matthew Badu here. I'm a school board member, Travis Unified School District. Markleen Lane, real quick. We, the residents of Whitney, parents and students, we're formulating a plan to keep this moving forward. We're going to come visit you at the next meeting. I just want to run down a few things here real quick, and I get it. All of you have been doing this for a while. I'm no rookie at it. So I just want to give you some plain facts because everybody likes to put their own spin on everything. You know how it is. So I don't run out of time. Fact, Markley Lane in the city of Fairfield was in place. Fact, train station, city of Fairfield removed Markley Lane and cut a temp road during construction. Fact, city of Fairfield put in the stoplight with the turning lanes for Markley Lane on the train station / as we know it, Peabody overpass. Fact, city of Fairfield abandoned Markley Lane and the land was returned to the property owner. Fact, head count during the day where the 4 schools are is approximately 3,400. That's students and staff. It rises to 4,000 during the times of drop-offs and pickups. During drop-off and pickups, everyone is in a very unsafe environment. If needed to be evacuated, i.e. fire, active shooter, hazardous spill on Travis, the list can go on. These students would be the last to evacuate. Think about it. If there's an evacuation there, Whitney is the closest to evacuate. All these students are going to be behind all the residents of the Whitney neighborhood because they're going to be getting out too. So they are the most in harm's way. Fact, development around Markley Lane with the high voltage towers, and again, there's like 10 different things I can list. I don't have time. Is a game changer for developers. And if anybody ever wants to talk, because I talked to the last developer that pulled out, I can tell you exactly what they said. Fact, City of Fairfield created this problem which directly affects the safety of students.
You have 20
from 4
seconds.
schools. 2 questions. Does the City of Fairfield have a current evac plan for the area? Question. How many pending capital improvement projects does the city of Fairfield have on the board which directly impacts the safety of human lives? Side notes, don't have time to talk about the hardships,
Your
the
time is up,
residents, the
Matt.
school buses can't get to school on time. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Madam Clerk?
Jake, is there anyone else online?
No.
I guess not.
Okay, then we'll move forward on the consent calendar, please. Madam Clerk?
All matters listed on the consent calendar are to be approved with one motion unless a member of the city council or the public requests that separate action be taken on a specific item. And John Takeuchi did want to speak on item 6. Does that mean we need to pull it?
Yeah, that means.
Okay, let me read the items. Item 6, second reading of ordinance 2023-11 of the City Council of the City of Fairfield establishing a safe parking program, permit process, and adopting operational standards.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I wasn't here for that meeting when this item first came up there, so I read through it here, and I'm just my first thought was if I was a property owner, I would not get involved with this thing. Okay. It's going to cost me money, time, and all of the responsibility is on me. See, and I'm thinking, why would I do this? See, and so my point is, why are you doing this? I mean, does it make you feel good or what? I mean, that's my question. See, if I was a private owner, I would not be part of this. Thank you.
Any comments from the council on this? I'll just say that there are some churches who are interested in it, and that's why we're doing it. And there may be others, but I don't know at this time. And that's why. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and entertain a motion on that item then. So moved, and a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that was unanimous. And so, are there any other items that need to be pulled, Madam Clerk?
No.
Okay, so do we have any public speakers on the consent calendar?
I do not. Does anyone else want to speak on consent? Okay.
All right, then I will go ahead and accept a motion on the
So
consent.
moved.
So moved, and a second. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Can you clarify your motion, whether it's to approve or disapprove?
It was to approve.
Thank you.
Yes. So now we're going to move on to new business, and we have one item, item 13, please.
Item 13, minute action approving appointments to the Landscape Oversight Committee. So I need someone to make a motion to approve the appointments.
Do we have any public speakers on this?
I do not.
Okay, then a motion?
Second.
Second, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So,
Madam Mayor,
yes,
can you clarify that motion as well?
yes, that was to approve, minute approval for the appointments, is that correct? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So I'd like to call up to the front here so I can swear you in. District 1, Reginald Nelson. District 2, Kim Letterman. District 3, Victoria Cook is absent. District 4, Rick Johnson. District 5, James Carr is absent. District 6, Patricia Pimentel. And at-large, Carlos Davila. Thank you.
Thank you all. So you're going to be sworn in now? The clerk will swear you in.
Maybe I'll stand right here. And then at the end, we can get a picture of everyone. And then I have certificates for you. I have city pins and jelly beans.
Oh, yay.
And I will need you each to sign your oath, so don't walk away when we're done. Okay. Can everyone hear me? Okay, so I need you all to raise your right hand and repeat after me, and we'll just start with our names. I, Reginald Nelson. Okay, now together, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations.
Yay.
So this is Reginald. I thought you said that. Okay. Thank you. And next we have.
I think so. Can you?
Yes, but before you sit down, I'd like a picture of all of us if you don't mind. Yeah, we'll stand up here behind you.
And we're going to have to do two missing people next meeting.
Yeah.
Very good. Join in the fine and fit? Yeah. Let's do it.
Thank you for accepting the appointment.
Which one's yours? Oh, good. Is she? Yeah, you'll like her. Here's my choice here.
I interviewed them all, but
Thank you for accepting the appointment.
I just ran off. You gotta choose everything, and then I just went from there.
LLMD.
Yeah.
Choke.
Yeah, all right, awesome. Here we go. Pictures, 1, 2, 3. Picture. Awesome, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Go get them. Go get them. We know you will. Thank you for accepting my appointment. Oh, thank you. All right, that's going to wind us up for tonight. I'm adjourning this meeting until we come back on October 17th. Thank you.